for watching. Thanks for being part of our group, and thanks to the Academy for Creative Enterprise. This is a wonderful group, a nonprofit organization. They have 1,000 chapters all over the world. They do groups face to face, and they meet on a face to face basis. So it's a wonderful method of learning. We love what they do. Steve Gibson is the founder with his wife Betty. And we do a lot of the digital side of that as well. And then we really encourage people to jump in and go and join a group if they can, because that's really kind of important to be able to do. So we got Kurt ready to go, and we want to talk about business. Now, step number 6, the habit number 6 is to add real estate and business. So we want to add real estate and business. And we're going to talk about that right now. So Kurt, if you're ready to go, let's take it away. And we're going to be talking about the Academy for Creating Enterprise Small Business.
Hey, you made it. We're doing the start now. This is lesson 12, the final lesson, where you know what to do. If there's no jobs, there's no hope. There's things you can do, things that you can make happen. This is a place to learn those skills. So this is all about starting now to grow. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it, not when you feel healthy, not when you have more energy, not when you have more time, not when your kids are grown up. Start now to grow. So our objective today is to continue to apply basic business principles as you grow your income-generating activity, enabling you to achieve self-reliance and prosperity through business, to take care of yourself, your family, your children, your posterity, your community. This is the key. You're here, you're doing this, you're making it happen. Your heart's telling you this is the right thing to do. That's why you're listening to this. That's why you're doing this. That's why you're getting rid of all the excuses. You now know everything you need to know to build your business, to grow your business. Now it's time to take action, to start now. So let's take a look at some real-life examples, talk about some more business principles, and talk about growing your business, hiring and managing employees, and how to grow in the future. So David, a bright young man, had a hard time deciding what income-generating activity to start after he graduated from the academy, after he's gone through these courses. After he was walking around his hometown one day, he passed by his old high school and stopped on a street corner to wait for some cars to pass by. He noticed several students asking a delivery guy if he knew where in town they could get some school papers copied. He said there were not any photocopying shops in town. Ding, ding, ding. David recognized that the lack of photocopying services was a problem for these students. He wondered if he might have found a problem worth solving or an opportunity worth pursuing as an income-generating activity. David had a friend from church who sold photocopiers that he thought he would ask how he could get a copy machine, perhaps on credit. He also asked the owner of the school supply store across the street from the school if he would rent him a small, unused space inside the store. The owner granted him permission and said he could rent the space very cheaply since he wasn't using it. The only problem was David didn't have any money for rent. He asked the store owner if he could pay at the end of the month. She agreed. So David then asked his friend from church if he would loan him a copier to try out. On the day the photocopier was delivered, David realized he didn't have any copier paper. So he asked the store owner if he could borrow 25 sheets of paper. She gave him a full ream of 500 sheets and said he could pay for the paper when he paid for rent. I want you to understand something about David. He hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, but continue to seek solutions. That's how business works. You run into a problem, you fix it. You see a brick wall, you go around. You don't say, oh, no, it's not going to work. You just make it work. There's no option here. David was going to make this work. When he found a challenge, a problem, he just fixed it. He asked. He found solutions. He also discovered that he needed an electric extension cord so he could plug the machine in. He borrowed that from his house. Again, finding solutions. He then started promoting his services to the students at the school in front of the store. David attracted so much business the very first day that he earned enough money to pay the landlady for the ream of paper she had loaned him. David continued to buy his supplies on credit, and by the end of the month, he had raised enough money to pay everyone the money he owed them, including the rent for that month, and make his first payment to purchase the copier. He was also able to pay himself a small salary. Today, he owns 3 copiers and has his own printing business. Most of his customers are students, but he also prints ID cards for the nearby school. He has recently expanded to some commercial printing for the businesses in his town. What Dave was doing the morning he decided to pursue printing as an income-generating activity is called opportunity spotting. We each must do as he did. We must find voids or gaps in the market where our income-generating activity will fulfill a need. You're there to solve a problem. The bigger the problem, the more the opportunity. What does the market need? What are people looking for? Such a simple thing, needing a photocopier, providing it, and producing an income. And it's okay to start small, but think big. Notice David bought on credit, earned the cash, and was able to pay that off the next month. Think big. What can you do? What voids or gaps in the market can you identify that you can fulfill as an income-generating activity? As we consider the process of launching an income-generating activity, we must make sure our idea is actually an opportunity worth pursuing. We often find that people like to start income-generating activities that are similar to businesses their friends or other family members have. This might help us learn a bit, but the better idea and opportunity is to do as David did. Find a void or underserved area in the market. This means we need to identify products or services that customers are wanting, but are currently not sufficiently supplied in the area. Now, as you identify these voids, make sure it's a great idea. Just because you think it's a great idea doesn't mean it's a great idea. Talk to others. Would you purchase? Would you buy? Would you do it? Do some market research. Make sure people are willing to pay for what you're willing to do. That is a key thing as you do your market research. In thinking about launching our own income-generating activities, we should consider the following saying. It's better to launch a Wright Brothers plane until you get it to fly than to launch a big 4-engine jet that will hurt many people when it crashes and burns. The Wright brothers were the very first people to make an airplane. The airplane they made was extremely simple and inexpensive. They did not have near the ability of planes in our day. We can relate to the idea of start small, but think big. We recommend each of us start with a simple and straightforward income-generating activity that we can then grow, as opposed to starting with a big, complex business that may fail and damage the lives of many families. When we investigate the income-generating activities to start, we need to keep earning money. Whatever we have been doing up to this point to earn money to feed our families should be continued throughout this process. Therefore, as we start small but think big, we should not immediately quit the job or method of earning money we have had. As our income-generating activity develops and we find that there are many customers for our products or services, we can then begin phasing out our old job and replacing it with income from our growing income-generating activity. One of the greatest rules of thumb isn't always, but David shows how it works. It is called buy on credit, sell for cash. Many people like Arlene in our earlier lessons sell their products on credit, but buy their merchandise with cash. Eventually, we all should be able to buy on credit. However, even then, we should not sell on credit. Rather, we should always sell for cash. Not following this rule of thumb has caused many businesses to fail before they truly got started. After identifying a potential product or service, we then count the cost of starting an income-generating activity providing that item. As we think about David and opportunity spotting, one skill that we each should learn is called count the costs. Let's recall that Edgar from Edgar's Barbershop case had researched all the costs of operating a barbershop prior to ever opening the shop. He was following the admonition in Luke 14:28 through 30. For which of you intended to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest haply, after he hath laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish it. Far too often we find that individuals, both graduates of the academy and others, think that they have the financial means to create a great business, only to find out later down the road that it is costing them much more than they had thought it would at the beginning. This is a difficult situation. It can cause that the entrepreneur to abandon their entire business, lose much of their money, and possibly to even suffer in their relationships with others. We want to avoid such unnecessary suffering. When we count the costs first, we will not only avoid the pain, but also be prepared to make a successful business. Think about this. We were created spiritually before we were created physically. It is a wise practice to follow that idea when considering our income-generating activities and businesses. We should develop an income-generating activity on paper like Edgar did, using a pro forma income statement before we start spending or borrowing much money. Along with that, we can perform a type of trading activity before launching the income-generating activity by selling a few items to test the market, see what consumers like, and figure out the difficulties, etc. A way we can count the cost before starting our income-generating activities is to come up with a list of the kinds and amounts of business expenses we will encounter, such as rent, water, electricity, labor pay, and so forth. This skill is worth practicing. Another common cause of an income-generating activity business failure is the practice of hiring quickly and firing slowly. Instead, we should follow the rule of thumb, hire slow, fire fast. Many of us think that family members would be the first employees we would hire. That might work out sometimes, but all employees need to be managed, even family members. Therefore, all business owners need to learn the skill of management. We should never hire someone we cannot fire, like a mother or a son or a daughter, unless we make it clear that they will be treated like any other employee. If they can't keep the rules, then they will be fired. While all employees are expected to complete certain tasks at certain deadlines, management is more than simply assigning tasks. Management, in its true form, can be defined as planning, directing, and controlling the activities of those who work for you to achieve or exceed the company's goals or objectives. Employees want to know the goals and objectives of the company for which they work. However, few new business owners have written company goals that they share with their employees, especially on a daily business. What is your vision statement? What are your daily goals? Why do you exist as a company? You need to have that written and explained for your employees so they know exactly what to do, how to make decisions, and the core foundation of the company. For us to effectively manage our employees, we need to have goals and objectives that can be shared with those we lead. When our employees have a vision of what the business is aiming to achieve, they will be more effective in accomplishing the specific tasks they are responsible for. Never assume your employees know what you know. You've got to download what's in your brain about your vision, why you're in business, how you're going to take care of customers, what they need to do, your values, your morals, your vision, so they know exactly what they need to do. If your value is customer first, then they know no matter what, they make the customer happy. It doesn't matter. That's their top priority. So the key here is to download your brain, let them know your vision, your values, and even your mission statement. These are things that you can create, that you can write to let employees know exactly what's important, what they need to do, and how to make decisions. So let's wrap it up. Let's take a look at this, things you need to do. As the Start Now lessons conclude, we should remember the following. We must keep earning money for our families while we begin to explore starting income-generating activities. We're doing it on the side, an hour a day, half hour a day, 2 hours a day, getting things growing, working on those, but you still have to have money coming in. Then you get to the point to where, okay, you're starting to earn money, Then you can transition to focusing on your income generating activity full time. We will have more time to start trading as we make daily to-do lists and prioritize our tasks. We've talked about time management, to-do list, prioritization. You've got to focus on your time. Everyone's busy. Everyone has the same amount of time. But when you manage your time the right way, you'll free up more time, even sleep. Sleep less. Get this going. You have time to sleep later on. There's different things that you can do, but you still have to focus, have the to-do list, manage your time, and prioritize your tasks. And find an opportunity worth pursuing that excites you, that's fun for you, that you're good at. Not just because it's there, find it. The market wants it. It's exciting to you. You want to pursue it. Maybe you are passionate about it. Maybe you're good at it. Find something that you can do. Everyone has something. You're DNA coded for greatness. What is it that you can do that you can share with the world that they will pay for? That's a win-win. You're providing it. They're happy to pay for it. You're solving a problem. Find an opportunity worth pursuing. Then you're doing your research. You're talking to other business owners. You count the cost before beginning. You're being realistic. Okay, do we need rent? Do we need marketing? Do we need employees? Do we need space? How much is it going to cost? Just like the barbershop example, doing the research, finding out what's going on, being realistic. The first month, all right, it's not going to be that big. The second month's going to be bigger. Third month, as you grow your opportunity. Then we need to keep trading to discover the real opportunity to grow our income generating activity into a real business. Remember, we're trading, we're talking, we're buying, we're purchasing, we're getting other people to purchase and do what you want them to do. So keep working on that. Find out what they need, they want. Figure out what's in it for them, why they're excited about it, and keep trading, just like we did in the initial lessons, the trading exercise. So bottom line, do something every day to start now. Even if it's 5 minutes, start now. An hour, start now. But you do something every day. You have the roadmap, you have the blueprint, you know what you need to do. Keep doing it. Stay on track. Take care of yourself, your family, your community, your future family, whatever it is that motivates you. Stay focused. Do something every day to start now. And that concludes what we're working on. You're growing with employees. You're making things happen. Remember the success mindset. This is the software to your computer. Remember, you have the most powerful computer in the world, but if the software's not working, it doesn't matter. We're working on our beliefs. We've talked about that. We're working on our visualization. We can see ourselves being successful. We're working on our thoughts to be more positive, more optimistic. That is the key to your success. And the reason I bring it up, it's usually the thing that people work on last. Their beliefs, visualization, thoughts. These are the tools, the most key. This triggers your motivation, your action. But I want to add one thing to this, is purpose. When your purpose is to help your family, change the world, change the community, make a difference, what is your purpose? What is your passion? What do you want to accomplish? That's the key. If you can change something in the world, what will it be? When you have purpose to make a difference in the world, to make a difference for your family, to make a difference for your children, that's the motivator. That causes the action to make a difference. Because when you have purpose, it helps you with your goals, it helps you with your target, it helps you with your motivation. That's the key to the things that we're working on. So now you have the big picture, everything from your mindset to the tools to the research to start your income generating activity. There's no excuses. You have the tools. You can do this. That's why you're here. That's what your heart's telling you to do. So your homework. When I envision myself being ready to hire, what sort of employees do I think I should hire? Think about it. Are they like you? Do they think like you? Maybe that's good. Are they a nice person? Can they work with customers? Do they have the skills, the resources, and tools you need to take your business to the next level? Do they have the tools and resources that you don't have? The challenge with entrepreneurs is they think they can do everything. No, and that's probably true, but there's a time and place to outsource, to hire employees. And remember to hire slow, make sure they're qualified, and fire fast if they're not. And define what's a good manager. Think about the managers that you've worked with that you've liked. Think about the managers that you worked with that you didn't like. And so, what's a great manager? How do you want to be a great manager, a great leader? Remember, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Your family's counting on you. Pat yourself on the back for being here. This is a game changer. This information will change your life, your future, and your income. So let me finish up with a story about a group of turkeys. And I'm not implying anything, but these turkeys went to a training, went to a seminar on how to become better turkeys. And they were excited about the training, the personal development, the mindset, the skills, the things that they're going to learn. But they were so excited about the final class was learning how to fly. You know, and turkeys just don't fly. But they're thinking, man, if we learn how to fly, we're going to get out of Thanksgiving. We're going to get better dates. We're going to get to know more people. We're going to save time. We're going to make more money. This is a game changer. This is going to change everything. And they were so excited to learn this skill. So finally they went to the class of learning how to fly. It was the last class of the seminar. And they went in, they saw some videos, some takeoff landings, touch and goes, things to do, things not to do. And they went outside and they started to practice. It was kind of rough at first because anything you try the first time doesn't work perfectly, but they kept trying, they kept practicing. And finally, by the end of the day, these turkeys were soaring with the eagles. Hey, the eagles are nervous, but these turkeys, they were excited. Game changer. This is going to change everything. Money, relationships, time management, success, everything. So the sun started to set. They came in for a landing. The seminar came to a close. They exchanged their information with the other turkeys, and they all walked home. What am I saying here? Hey, you've been through these lessons. You know what to do. It's time to fly. Don't walk home. Don't go back to your old habits. Don't go back to your old mindset. Make it happen. Make a difference. Change your life. Change the world. Become a better person. And go out and make the world a better place.
Thanks again, Kurt. And remember, business is so important. Step number one for many people is to make more money. And a lot of people are doing that with their job or with their small business that they're basically working at. Step number 6, habit number 6. It's a step and it's a habit. Number 6 is to add real estate and business. If you want to be wealthy, we've got to add that as well. And the reason that it's number 6 is because we want to work on the business, not just in it. A lot of people, their job is working for themselves. And so that's really number 1. It's just a job. They don't have other employees. They don't have a system. They don't have other people working together with them. Step number 6 is to add real estate and business. And this is one of the great ways you can do it. Real estate's a little bit slower unless you're doing it as a business, flipping properties and fixing them up. But many of you can do a business. And the real goal is how do you simplify that business and how do you multiply it? How do you simplify it and how do you multiply it? That's kind of the key. Everybody, thanks for watching.